Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are joined here today by Indrek and Keshwan. Welcome. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Good, good. It's good to have you guys back. We did have you on episode 49 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys ended up matching.
Yes.
Well, then, is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her? Is it a yes for you for her?
It's a yes.
You said yes?
Yes, ma'am.
We got a match. Yeah. I'll take the mic.
There you go.
Go ahead, get your man, girl. Make some noise for them, ladies. Oh my god. All right. And so Kishwan, on your episode, like the ladies were actually praised. You guys had a lot of like good stuff going on for yourself. How did you feel? Like, was the response that you were getting, did you see that it was good, or how was it for you?
So honestly, I was nervous because you know how people on the internet can be pretty brutal, but they
Hmm.
were saying a majority of the comments were so nice. They said that we were the best dressed, that we looked really nice, we were articulate, and they were actually trying to give advice to future contestants to come on. This is how you're supposed to look when you go on
Mm.
when you go on this show. So it was majority good comments. There was I only had like two comments that were bad. It was with that last question that I asked Indrek about the victim mentality with raising children. Only two
Hmm.
people had an issue with that, but other than that, it's all great comments.
It's all good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. And Indrek, how was it for you? How has the reception been on your end since coming on
Um,
the show?
for the most part, positive. I mean, I'm officially turned a mama's boy now, so
Oh, oh, because of your question. Yeah, there was a lot of debates in the comment
yeah.
section about your question. Now, is that a question you do ask often? Like if you're getting to know
Nah,
someone, or it was just kind of like pick their
it
brain?
was a random question, pick the brain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no intentions behind it. It's just a random question, having fun.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So, kind of just to jump right into what we are here for today. Since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
You want
Charlie, I'm ladies first.
ladies
Okay.
first? Okay, so right after we matched, I was excited because I was like, okay, the hard part's over, so now we just have to get to know each other. Um, right after we had matched, I I'm trying to think. Okay, because I don't want to just hop around. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Okay, so the moment we matched, we were talking off. We were talking with BM, and then after BM left, him and I were speaking, getting to know each other a little bit more. And he was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna go grab my phone from the other room, and then I'll meet you inside." I was like, "Okay." So I sat back out while I was waiting for him, and then right when I sat down, when he was coming back inside, he sat next to his friend that he came with.
Hmm.
So I was just like, Like you and I just match. You've been with this guy throughout your whole trip, and then you sit next to him. You don't even sit next to me. So that was the second red flag. I didn't even talk about the first. Typically, when I get to know a guy for the first time, I don't like when guys try to hug me low, like try to touch the upper part of my butt, and I felt like his hugs were a little too low for me. I wasn't a fan of that. And then when I saw that he sat next to his friend, I was a little like, okay, that's interesting. We literally just matched. And then, because I remember telling you, Arlette, after I took a picture with you, you were like, "Oh, where's your match?" I was like, "He's sitting in the front seat with his friend," and you're like, "No," and I was like, "Yes." And it was just like that was just like the first initial reaction, like impression I got of him was he probably I don't know why he matched with me. He probably didn't like me, whatever, because there was a match before ours, and my
Hmm.
after I saw that the other couple got matched, my standards were a little high because he immediately took that girl out on a date, and I was like, okay, so if I get a match, I'm expecting that he's gonna want to get to know me immediately to take me out,
Hmm.
and that just didn't happen. He sat next to his friend, and then he ended up sitting next to me eventually, saying he lost me, he couldn't find me, but I was literally right behind him. And then after we left the building, after filming wrapped, we were talking about going out to eat because I was hungry. He asked me if I was hungry, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm starving. Let's go do something." He said, "Oh, let's go to the club." And I had told him I don't club. I don't ever. And he said, "Okay, so let's go grab some drinks." I was like, "Well, I don't really drink like that." And I had told him that, but I was like, "Okay, fine." So he said, "Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get us a booth at a lounge." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "That's still kind of like a club," but I was like, it's just to get to know him. His first date, it's fine. Let's just
Hmm.
go to the lounge. And then he said, okay, so let's just meet up. I think it was at like 9:30 or something. So I get there because I have to go back to my hotel. Get there. I get there on time. He says, oh, we'll be there in 10 minutes. When he said, we'll be there in 10 minutes, I was like, hopefully he's not talking about him and his friend, because I know he took an Uber driving around Arizona. So I look in my rearview mirror and I see, like 20 minutes later, by the way, I was waiting for him for 20 minutes. I see in my rearview mirror, him and his friend were walking behind me to go into the lounge. And I was like, man, he brought his friend on a date that's supposed to just be intimate with him and I. So I was like, you know what? Okay, let me see if he's going to call me. So he texts me and says, oh, I just got here. Where are you? I can meet you at your car. I was like, oh, no, it's okay. I'll meet you at the building. I get out of my car. I'm waiting outside of the building in the cold for 7 minutes. There's a homeless lady next to me tweaking. And I'm just sitting out there looking side to side, seeing people go in, seeing people go out. He hasn't come out yet. So I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. So I get in my car. I leave. And right when I left, he calls me back to back to back, like 10 different calls. I get to my hotel. That's when I looked at the text message. He's asking me where I'm at because he had got me a drink. And me personally, I don't take drinks from guys I don't know, because you didn't even ask me what drink I like anyways. I'm a margarita type of girl. So I don't know, he probably got me some Hennessy. I don't drink that type of stuff. So it was just all bad. He asked me where I was at. I told him I left, and I told him why I left. And he, I don't know, it's just, we didn't, after that, the next morning, he texted me and he apologized. I accepted the apology, but then we just left it where it was at.
Okay. Indrek, let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
That was a lot. Well, first and foremost, there's always like, two sides to a story. First of all, so to you, I want to apologize. You feel me? I didn't mean to come off like that, but I was just trying to set up the environment for us. So when I got there, I didn't know that you were there yet. So I went inside the scope to make sure everything's right, get us a little section to ourselves, and get our drinks ready and everything. Not even our drinks, but like just the setting. Make sure the order is good. So when I texted you and you said you was outside, I was like, okay, bet she's here. I already discussed with the people like in the bar. I told them like, yo, I got a beautiful lady. She's coming, and I'm gonna make sure that she has a good time. I came outside. You weren't there. I'm thinking maybe you parked. So I walked around the building a couple times, and that's why I was calling you, because I wasn't trying to annoy you or nothing, but I was calling you to figure out where you was parked. And yeah, that was really it. It was nothing, no ill intentions at all. I was trying to just provide you with a exciting, fun night. Um, so I'm surprised that you took it that way, because I'm not from Arizona, obviously. So I had to catch Ubers to get to the spot. So that's why I was texting you like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes to try to update you on, where I'm at. I thought that was, good communication, but, obviously it wasn't. So I think we was just both in different headspaces. We got two different perspectives. That's really what it was. It wasn't nothing. I wasn't trying to disrespect you or none of that. Like, I was actually trying to make sure that I gave you the experience of getting to know me, So I think we went off on the wrong foot.
Well, I would say the communication was not good. You said that I'll be there in 10 minutes. Took about 20. I still have all the text messages. You said you didn't know that I was outside. I told you I was in my car because you asked me if you wanted to meet me at my car. And I said, no, it's okay. I'll get out and I'll meet you at the front of the building. So the communication wasn't bad on my end. Like, I understood everything you were saying. Maybe you weren't understanding what I was saying. There's some confusion on your end. But I just felt so disrespected. I was like, it's a first date. And then I get a girl from our episode texting me saying that you're so distraught, and she's trying to tell me to come back. I didn't even respond to the girl that was on the episode with, because I don't know you people like that. Like,
I,
I think it's
I
just
don't
so
know her
much.
either, but
I just think it was just drama. And if that was your first impression, I'm okay. I'm okay.
so
I people calling me and
What
texting me.
was drama?
I just think the whole thing was just drama. Like, me sitting out in my car waiting for 20 minutes when you told me to be there at a certain time. Me sitting out in the front in the cold for another 7 minutes waiting for you to come outside. And then he tells me, when I explained to him I was sitting outside waiting, he said, oh, my phone automatically goes on D&D, so I didn't see your text message. until I actually looked at my phone. And it's like, if you know that you have someone waiting for you outside, why would you have your phone just automatically just go to D&D? And I'm
It
just sitting there like,
it only
so
took 5 minutes from when you sent the text for me to see it because I'm sitting there trying to, like I said, set up the experience for us. So I wasn't looking at my phone. I'm literally talking to the bartenders. I'm talking to the people who provide the sections, and I'm telling them, how I want to set it up for us. So it wasn't me trying to disrespect you and not look at your message. It was just me trying to set up the place because I didn't know you was there yet. I'm thinking, okay, she's parking. It usually takes about five. And like I said, I'm not from Arizona, so I took an Uber there. I can't, make the Uber get there faster or slower. Like I just go with what the Uber driver tells me. And I texted you and I said, hey, Uber says I'll be there in 10 minutes. So when I pulled up, I'm thinking, okay, she's not here yet. I look around, I'm like, okay, she's not here yet. All right, let's go outside and just set up. Because, like I said, my boy, he wasn't going to be a part of our thing. He was just with me because we flew out there together. We're not from the city, so he was going to do his own thing. And then when the other contestant saw me, she was confused too because she saw the effort that I was putting in while I was in there. The door was like literally 5 feet from me. So if you had walked in the door, I know you was waiting for me outside, but if you had walked in the door, I was standing right there waiting. I made sure I didn't walk away from the door so that I could see you come in. So it was just a miscommunication thing. I don't think you meant ill intentions or nothing, but like it was just miscommunication. So I just wanted that response from you as well to like kind of like want to fix it, but you didn't seem like you cared. When I'm calling you, you're not picking up,
no.
and like
Because
I
once you
go
show me,
outside to take a break, and people are coming outside like, "Are you okay?" They trying to check on me because I was sad a little bit because I'm like, "Damn, I just did all this effort to try to make this girl's experience good," and she kind of she did her own thing. She left. So
I was hungry. I was sitting outside in the cold. I was in my car for 20 minutes. You knew I was there. So when you say, oh, I didn't know you were there, I literally texted you because you asked me, YWYA, where are you at? That's what that means. And I said, I'm here. Where are you? And then that's when you said, we'll be there in 10 minutes. I was sitting there in my car. You know what type of car I drive because when we were talking outside after we were done filming, we were standing literally right by my red car. It was right there in front of the building. I actually got out of my car and I went to go into the front of the building to meet with you. I thought you were going to come out and say hi to me, and then we were going to go inside and have a good time.
and
But
that's the thing. Like when we was outside, I thought we were vibing. I thought everything was good. I'm sitting here
it was.
asking you, what are you about to do? You're saying, oh, I'm tired. So I'm just trying to. I'm like, okay, well, let's link up. Let's go eat. And then later on, when I find out that they're going to that spot, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's switch up. Let's go to this spot because I'm not from here, so I think this spot would be good. I don't know where we're going. I'm new to the place too, so it was like you
So
didn't
you
give
guys
me
had
the
planned
opportunity.
to go eat and then the plan switched?
We planned to go eat, and then I text her later, like, you know what? They said this spot is better. Let's go. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go to this
Okay.
lounge. And you're like, oh, it's only like 15 minutes from me. So I'm like, okay, that's even better. She's right there. So it won't be too much of a hassle for her to come. Whereas I have to call an Uber, wait for them to get here, then wait for them to take me there. So it's like, I can't
And
control
who's they when you say they said this
the
spot's
Uber.
better?
Oh, Day is like my boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because he was doing the searching and stuff. So
I see. Okay. And then just to kind of, I know a lot was said. So she said after you guys had matched, you were kind of like, you went to go sit with your friend. What, like, did you not want to sit next to her? Like, do you want to explain that situation a little more?
yeah, with that situation, like I said, new experience. I'm not used to being in like a casting and all this stuff. So I'm just seeing the seats. At first, we go off, and then I sit right there. I'm expecting her to sit by me, but I don't know where she's at. So I'm just watching, what's going on. And then I realize, okay, she's right here. And then I come back to her. And then from that point on, we go to the back. We start conversating, and then we go to the car and we start conversating some more. So, I mean, to me, I didn't think the timeline was that bad because everything happened so fast. It's all a new experience. So, you know,
Keshwan, I see you
but
making
in
some
her mind,
faces.
it is going fast. It's longer process. And we just had two different like timelines in our mind. So,
I,
D- Go ahead. I see the faces. Go
yeah,
ahead.
because you and I had spoke to BM, and after BM left, you and I were talking, which is great. And then you said, because our rooms were separate, the men and women were separated. You
Right.
said, I'm gonna go grab my phone, and I said, okay, I'll be sitting out like where we were sitting, where the seating was. I went out there to go sit. You weren't looking for me. You darted straight for your friend to go sit in the front row. You said I thought she was gonna sit next to me. There was no seat next to you. It was literally you and your friend like this in the front row. So where would I have sat? On your lap?
No, no, but like I said, all of this was new experience. It's hard to process all of that once it's
But you liked me
real
though.
time.
You picked me.
But
You
that's why I thought I made up for it when I finally saw you behind me. I was like, oh, okay. And then we went outside. So in my mind, I'm thinking we made up for all that. I didn't think you was making all these preconceived, all of that the whole time while we were sitting. I thought everything was fine. We just looking at the set.
So,
So
Kushwan, once all of this happened, like when you left the club or the lounge, whatever it was.
mhm.
Once you left, you never responded to any of his messages. Like you didn't call him back, nothing like that. That was the end of it.
Me personally, I don't see a point in calling a man back that sets up something for us, and then immediately off rip it just goes completely left. So I saw that he was calling me, and I was like, I'm not gonna call you back. I'm not gonna waste time pushing a button and saying hello. Let me hear all your lies, like and your excuses for why I was sitting outside for 7 minutes in the cold with a homeless lady tweaking next to me. I didn't see a point in doing that. If you ever heard of if a man could, he would. If a woman could, she would.
Mm-hmm.
That first couple that matched, he said, "Let's go. We're gonna go out on the date." Took her on a date. He didn't care to watch any of the other couples go. That was the standard that I had for the man that I ended up matching with. If I were to get a match, that was the standard I had. That he was gonna be excited to learn me immediately, and we were just gonna leave. But he wanted to sit with his friend to watch the rest of the show.
And then, is
So
there a reason that you didn't just go inside once you were over there, at the lounge?
I didn't go inside because, well, because he didn't meet me out in the front. I told him that I was gonna be at the front, and I'll meet you at the front. That was literally what I said. I was gonna meet him in the front. So I was just
so if
standing up.
there's so if there's a conflict, right? You're just gonna like jump to conclusions. You're not gonna try to work together with it. Even if it's something so minor at first. I just met you, so it's not gonna be perfect from the start. You got to give it time to brew. You got to give it time to process. But you kind of like shut down and just ended it quick before I could even get to really respond to you, apologize, try to make things right. I mean, it was just too fast of a timeline.
I
So you
mean,
feel
for
like Indrek, like she didn't give you a chance to
She
kind of
didn't give
make
me a
up for
chance.
anything that was.
well,
She
I
didn't give
also
me a chance because if you got to know me, you would know, like for real. Like I will put my queen up there. Like I was literally in there setting things up to make sure you had a great experience that night. So I didn't see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it takes 7 minutes, 5 minutes. If I walk up to the bar and I'm like, yes, this girl's coming beautiful. I'm walking in there, I'm telling people you coming. I'm looking stupid. Like I'm telling them you coming and I'm about to give you this good time. People are excited. They're happy for me. Right? And then you send that text. I come outside, I'm looking around. I walked around like 2 different blocks, searching for your car because like you said, I knew what your car looked like. I'm looking for you. And you wasn't there. And you know what I did? I was like, all right, I'm not. I didn't come here to be in this. I wanted to experience her and get to know her. So when you didn't show up, I didn't go back inside. I was chilling outside. I was just like, I just sat there like this. Just damn, what could I have done better? Like what happened? Trying to process what really happened to the point where people are coming outside and trying to like make me feel better. Like, are you okay? Like, no, she'll be here. She's coming. Just give her some, stuff like that. Encouraging words. So I
So
feel
you were
like
confused as to why she wasn't there. Like you didn't know what the reason
yeah,
was.
like I mean, that's not a good feeling to feel like you getting stood up. Like we, I flew all the way to a whole different state. I don't know this place, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get to know you specifically, not go to this club and party and have fun. No, I didn't care about none of that. I had our section ready so that we can talk, mingle, and just get to know each other. But you didn't give it time. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not blaming you. I understand your perspective. I see how like it came off, but at the same time, that wasn't the intentions. Like honestly, that wasn't
It would just be
intentional.
hard to get to know you in a setting like that because the music's loud. There's hookah, and because I saw that there was hookah in there because I saw it outside on the tables. And
I didn't.
me
I didn't buy.
personally, I get headaches when there's hookah around. That's why
Mm.
that's why I'm not into like the party atmosphere like that with things like that that's around. I would have liked to just get to know you on a more intimate level, something just you and I, not any distractions from your friend, no distractions from any of the girls that was on the episode with me, just you and I. And it just, I would have liked that, but
Yeah,
it just wasn't like
So
that.
then
I feel like you were
my question
comparing
is,
it to.
go
I
go
feel
ahead,
like you were
Indrek.
comparing it to those other things that you saw, but in real life, it doesn't always go like as planned. You can't really plan for something like this. This is kind of spontaneous, so I was just trying to be spontaneous.
So then my question, when he had said like, oh, I heard this place is where it's at, or whatever it was, did you kind of like have did you kind of respond back like, hey, I think we should stick to our plan, or it was just kind of like, okay, cool, yeah, let's go to this lounge.
So when he came up with the lounge idea, he told us that when we had finished filming,
Okay.
because we were talking about
So
getting something.
dinner was never brought up, just
No,
the
no,
two
it
of you
was.
guys.
It was. We were talking about getting something to eat, and then
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Oh, let's go to this." I forgot what the lounge is called. He said, "Oh, let's. I'll get a table, and then we're gonna just go to this lounge. I'll get a table." And I was just like, "Okay, fine." He's because I guess there was food there too. So
Mm-hmm.
mine, I thought that we were. I mean, I already knew that it was gonna be sort of still like a club setting, but I thought I was gonna be able to at least eat. I didn't eat like the whole day. You know, women, we have to like look
I,
nice
I
and match.
understood. I understood you were
So I
tired,
didn't eat.
but
Sorry, go.
you expressed that earlier. You were talking about how like you wanted to go to sleep and stuff. So I'm like, dang, she's tired. So it's really gonna take a lot to like get her out the shell. That's another reason why I was like, okay, if we go to this environment, she'll wake up and have some fun, dance. I like to dance. I like to have fun too. We're not gonna be bland. You know what I mean? So I, I don't know. I don't know what I can say, but I apologize for real. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that you understand that that was not the intentions to ruin your night. If
Hmm.
anything, that's total opposite of what I expected. So that's why I was hurt as well. I know you were hurt too, but I was hurt. We both were hurt. You know,
Yeah.
so
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. This is
it's like
honestly really unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
BM was rooting for us. I feel like I let him down.
we were all rooting for you in my Tyra voice.
I know. I was just about that.
yeah, the way you and BM came up to us, like that was special. I love that. I was like, dang, we got people actually rooting for us. We gonna make them
Mm-hmm.
proud. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna go above and beyond. Make sure, I spent money. I spent money to make sure the vibe was good. So it was like a waste once
Hmm.
I couldn't entertain you with what I paid for. So like I
Okay.
said, I went outside. I didn't even enjoy myself. I went outside and I just stayed outside. People saw me just sitting there. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't know. I'm good. I'm trying to
I don't know. It
call
just
you.
didn't. It just didn't
I
feel
want
like.
to communicate about it. That's the first thing. Let's just talk on the phone just to figure out what really happened. But if
Mm-hmm.
you like close the door
And
that
she didn't
quick,
answer.
how am I supposed to explain
Did you
what's going
send?
on?
So did you send a text message as well, and there was no
I
response to the
texted her. I
text
called her. I
message?
looked thirsty. I was doing, I was blowing her phone up.
Yeah, but I
So
texted you back. I texted you. I didn't call
I
back.
text you the next morning,
Yeah,
after.
no, yeah, but let's not act like we weren't texting each other literally that night as well. I wasn't answering the phone calls, but I was texting you back. I didn't answer phone, but I was texting you
Yeah.
back.
So
So
you
I was.
after,
explained this to him that night over text message, like
Yep.
why you left and
yeah,
everything.
Yep.
she did. She
He
did
knows.
explain that.
He knows.
And
Okay.
that's why I wanted. That's why I was calling her like, pick up. Like, let me try to make
Yeah.
this right.
Mm-hmm.
But
He even said, "Oh, I'll come to you," but I was like, nah, nah.
once you
So
shut
you were
off,
over it.
she was cold. Like she didn't want to give it a shot. I guess I
No,
feel bad
it
because
was
I
just
made you feel like that. It was my fault.
yes,
Yeah,
because
it was my fault. So
it wasn't just the outing; it was everything that led up to the outing.
right,
Mm-hmm.
Like
right.
I was literally sitting in the back row watching you and your friend talking. Like I was just like, we just matched. Don't you want to like sit next to me, like be embraced by me, like immediately? But it's just like it felt like it was just, oh, bro. So this is what happened. Da, da, da. I felt like the whole outing was something that you and your friend wanted to go do, and I was just invited to it. Like it didn't seem like you really wanted to like get to know me, and
I
that's
get.
how it made me feel. I'm a girl. We're always in our feelings. That's how it made me feel.
Yeah, I
I'm
understand
sorry.
how.
It's just And then one thing I didn't mention, because I do curse sometimes, but I feel like in a first impression, I don't want to hear my man saying the N word 24/7, curse, 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 when we literally just met each other. First impression, I mean, I would like us to talk like how we're talking like right now without all the cursing. And I did, like, it was just other things. It wasn't just, oh my God, it's just the outing I got upset about. It was the other things, you know? So
So for
it's,
you, it was just too many little things that piled up.
yeah.
Okay.
You should have communicated that
But I
too.
was gonna ask, yeah. So Indrek, you were in the dark about all these
I
little
was in the
things.
dark. I can't read your mind, so
So you want me
just
to
let
say,
me
oh, why didn't
know
you sit
like
next to
that.
me? Was I supposed to have said that? Why didn't you sit next to me initially?
Yeah, say
I was supposed to
it.
say that?
But to me, it happened fast. To you, it happened. It was a long span. But to me, in my mind, everything is just going quick.
You and I
It's
were
you.
doing the exact same experience. You're not in this by
That's
yourself.
what
You
I'm.
didn't, like, you
That's why I'm
traveled through
explaining
plane.
what
I
it
I
felt
know, but
like
you
in my.
traveled through plane to get down to Arizona. I drove 5.5 hours from California. I didn't come
Yeah.
down to pop my balloon or find love just to go kick it at a club with you and your friend and whoever else was on the show with me. I don't care about none of those people. I literally just wanted to embrace my match if I were to have one and us have an actual connection. That drive costs money. I live in California. It's expensive. I don't go down. I don't make trips like that just to waste my time. This hair is expensive. I don't buy hair like this just cause like I have the money for it to buy this hair, but I don't have the money to just be throwing out to Arizona like that just for absolutely nothing. That's dumb. I'm wearing this hair because it's to keep my real hair
If I
protected.
known that, I
Like
would have took
you know
care
I
of all of
drove
that.
down, but
If
you
I
knew I
had
drove
known,
down.
I would have went out my way to make sure that you don't feel like my hair costs money because I got you. You know what I mean? Like, just explain it like that for real. You kind of like coming. I'm a real calm dude. Like, you don't gotta worry about me combating you or none of that. Like, I'm a calm
So
dude. It's
Kishwan, can do you shut down like this very quickly if things don't go right? Like, is it
Normally
kind of just like, mm-hmm,
Normally I just take it. Normally, like if there's little things that I know I wouldn't go for, I would normally just leave it alone. Just it is what it is. Let me just let it
mm-hmm,
slide. I let things slide too much. So now I decided to have boundaries. Like if there's
yeah.
certain things I don't like right away, I mean I just have to let it go. That's just me
okay,
personally. I don't let things go easily. Because I let things slide too much, and I don't think that's healthy for me either. I mean, look at me. I'm still not. I don't have. I'm not in a relationship yet because I let things slide too much, and I had to take some time for myself.
I'm not in a
So,
relationship either. By the way,
huh?
I'm not in a relationship either.
God.
So that's what I mean by we can talk it out, work it out, figure it. You know what I mean? Like, just don't shut down so quick. That was one of the things I said. Like, you gotta like relationships has ups and downs. You remember I said that, and I
Hmm.
know that stuff like this happens, and then you guys work through it because if you're in it for marriage, there's gonna be way more stuff that's gonna happen in life. This we can't let this little thing interrupt what was supposed to be. It shows me that okay, she got that grip. I'll never put her through this again. I learned my lesson. You live and you learn, and I learned. Now I know everything you said. I'm like, dang, I really okay. This is how I made
Now
her
you'll be
feel.
mindful.
Let me make sure I don't, do certain things like this. I'll be mindful. Arlette said it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, and that's why I want to apologize to you first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna make it seem like everything you said was invalid. No, you felt that way. So yeah, I heard you and I understand. And I'm sorry that I made you feel like that. But off of one night, you don't know nobody. You got to give it time to get to know that person. If you shut off in one time, you might, stop your blessing because it's just one night. It's one night,
Okay.
literally. I was tired. I was jet lagged too. I was tired. I was like, no, I'm coming out because I want to make sure this girl have a good time. But
All right. So just to kind of wrap this up, do you guys have any final words, any final thoughts, anything you want to say that we didn't cover, anything at all? If you want to say it out there before we wrap this up, let's start with Kishwan.
I will just say I do accept your apology. I accepted it when you apologized the day after, the next morning. Um, it just is what it is. We match on the show, I guess, in just real life. We just aren't compatible, but I do accept your apology and, you know,
I
yeah.
appreciate you accepting my apology. You know,
And then good
I
luck on
have.
your fitness journey.
You said what?
And I said, and good luck on your fitness journey, because I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, I'm doing that. My
I'm
motivation
glad
now.
y'all talked about something.
Yeah,
we did.
yeah. You know,
We did.
Indrek, any final thoughts on your end? If not, that's good as
yeah,
well.
like she said, finish journey. She motivated me again. I'm gonna be on that journey, you know, so that you can see that I'm serious. You know, I ain't just say that to say that. I'm not even like a social media type dude, but now I'm gonna get on that jump to make sure that you understand that. You know, I do what I
If
say.
if she didn't block you, you
No, I don't.
She didn't block me.
okay.
She didn't block me, but I
You
never
know we
even
gotta
got the
check.
chance. I never got the chance to like follow her on IG or anything like that because the night got ruined. So
Yeah.
I'll follow you if you follow me back. It's up to you. You know, it's all
Mhm.
balls in your court. But yeah, just
All right.
that fitness journey. Out in the DMV, we got a talent group for kids that
Mm-hmm.
we work on. We help the kids in up and coming neighborhoods just hone in on their skills and talents. So if people want to support that, go on my IG, click the bio, and help. Donate. We take them on trips and all of that. You can just read the bio and everything.
Nice.
Um, living legends. That's another thing. This right here, living legends. If you like it, support. That's all I got to say.
And I
Okay.
guess since we're promoting ourselves,
Yes. Go ahead, girl.
my fitness website should be out within like the next 2 months. So if you guys are looking to get fit for
Oh.
summer, or actually not even just for summer, for the rest of your lives, because this is going to be a daily routine now. It's going to be just as important as brushing your teeth. That's how important
Mm.
your health and fitness is. Go in my DMs. Let me know that you're interested, and I will train you, whether that's in person or online. Follow me on Instagram.
Hey.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I wish you both the best in your journey, whatever that may look like. I hope everything works out for you guys.
Good vibes, no ill
Thank you,
intention.
Arlette.
All right, good vibes for real.
Yes. Thank you, everyone at home, for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.
All right,
All
bye.
right.